everybody, it's Nolan here. Hope you're doing well. In this video, you're going to see a breakdown of a solo that I've written for beginners on Dark Eyes. Now, this solo proves that you don't have to burn, you don't have to shred to sound hip when playing on the mighty Gypsy anthem. If you would like to learn this solo and take part in a live workshop that I'm giving on Friday called Soloing Simplified on Dark Eyes, then make sure you go to Live with Robin. There's probably a link below this video, and reserve your seat. It's going to be an awesome masterclass, perfect for beginners or intermediate players who want to reset, get back to the basics of improvisation. Okay, for now, enjoy this solo and stay inspired. Example solo on Dark Eyes, number 1. 2, or 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's break that down. And it's an example solo I wrote, which is very simple and highlights some of the techniques that I teach in the Soloing Simplified System. And we start off, right, on the first chord of Dark Eyes, which is A7. And before we even look at improvising in the system, we learn the chords to Dark Eyes. So the 4 chords we need: A7, D minor, A7, B flat major, G minor, D minor, A7, D minor. So 4 chords: A7, D minor, B flat major, and G minor 6. And in the masterclass workshop on Friday, I'll be starting with going through all the chords to Dark Eyes to make sure that we've memorized them. So what I do in this example solo, when we play over the A7, I simply start with the triad. Okay, and that's the first step of the Soloing Simplified System, where we map out triads for all these chords, which we will use on our solo. So we start with a triad on this solo, and then what we do, da dee do da. This is the melody, right? Da do do dee da to Dark Eyes. And that's another thing which I teach in the system, is how to embellish and use the melody in your solo. So start with the triad, dee da dee. When we go back to D minor, do dee da do, just a very do dee da do, all notes from the D minor harmonic scale, which incidentally works over the whole piece. And I also will go into that on Friday. Dee da do. When we go back to the A7, right, I'm just using this sound, dee do, dee do, dee do, dee do. And this is the top half of enclosures, right? That technique which you've heard. And you can simply just play 1 fret above every note in the A major chord, right? And then you get this sound. So instead of, you get, and it gives a nice kind of gypsy tension on the A major. So that's what I'm doing over the A7, the second A7. And then we get to B flat major. Right, just a very melodic phrase which goes over the B flat. When I go to the G minor, I'm just using a combination of an arpeggio, a very basic arpeggio, which is a basic version of the G minor 6. Except I'm going do, do, da, dee, da. It's a kind of nice little motif, do, do, da, dee, da, over the G minor. Same thing for the D minor, do, do, da, dee, da. Right, there's the D minor triad, right? And all this is written out, right? I've got an amazing workbook with all the examples of the 21 steps in this system written out, including this solo, but then all the exercises. So, and then we go back to D minor, and then it's A7. And again, I do this repeat figure with the melody, do, di, da, do, and then resolve to the D minor, finishing with a crispy chord, which is another thing which I teach in the system. So we need a crispy chord for each of the 4 chords, and this is the one for D minor. We've got Django's D minor 6, open A, F, A, open B, open E, right? When I play the solo now, you should recognize what I'm playing. So here's example solo number 1 again.
Dark Eyes, number 1.
Here we go.
1, 2,
starting with that triad.
3, 4.
Okay, now we go A7. Now to the G minor. Back to the D minor. That's the crispy chord. And if we slow that down, then you'll really get the gist of it here. So let's put it down, the tempo a bit, and
Number 1.
watch it again, okay?
2.
And then it'll start sinking in.
3, 4.
Now we go to A7 with those enclosures. Now to G minor. Repeat. Okay, one more time. There's the crispy chord. Triad with the melody. Resting in D minor. Enclosure from the top. Now to the G minor. D minor. With the crispy chord. So that's example solo number 1 on Dark Eyes, and that takes some of the techniques you can see that I'm teaching in the Soloing Simplified System. There are many other techniques, and for example, we map out the triads, we do enclosures, basic arpeggios, basic diminished, 3 gypsy licks, and then 2 example solos, the 1 scale that works through all the chords, which is D minor harmonic. And the whole system will give you a real lot of confidence when it comes to your turn to solo, and show you that you don't have to shred when playing over even a fast tune like Dark Eyes. So get your enroll your seat at the workshop on Friday. Go to livewithrobin.com. It's completely free, so hope to see you there. Stay inspired.